to the GainzCast. I'm Marc Lobliner alongside
Matt Marano.
Notice I got the Santa hat on because everybody got off at me, man. They got off at me. They went off me. Getting off at me sounds like some Hunter Biden type stuff. They're like, dude, why are you putting up a Christmas tree? It's not even like Thanksgiving. I'm like, bro, Christmas season starts for this Jew on November 1st.
So it didn't fit on your head with the headphones over it, so you went over the headphones?
No, but I'm going to take it off now. I just need everybody to know that it's Christmas time. And we're ready to rock, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful season for everybody. Everybody should be focusing right now on, number one, getting your shit in order for next year. Make sure you end the year on a high note. Fourth quarter, a lot of people take like half of December off. No. You know what champions do? They finish the year strong, carry momentum into the next year, and start the year and put all their competitors out of business, man.
All those good sports stories are teams coming back, final seconds, ending it, taking the win.
Got to end it strong, man. Hey, and if you're ahead right now, run up the goddamn score. Run up the score. No sportsmanship here. In fact, after COVID, we don't even give high fives after games. We just walk away like, bitch, you lost. Like when we won, when my daughter's team won state, like there were no handshakes, but they were like, bitch, we got COVID and you got the L. That's what I'm talking about.
Did they just no handshakes, no high fives,
no
just middle fingers across the field?
Instead, since they're local teams, they hugged each other. So honestly, we're patient zero right over here. But honestly, my advice to everybody now is the holiday season, spend a little bit of time with your family, spend some time with some friends, take a couple days. But honestly, this should be the hardest you've ever worked in your life. The end of the year is when you need to just put the foot on the gas pedal and just go, you know why? Because your competition is not going. They're not moving. They're not working. They're taking the month off. They're putting a lid on it, Joe Biden style. Don't be Joe Biden. All right. Get your ass up. Work. Because unlike Joe Biden, we're not going to fix the election for you. Did I just say that?
You did.
Yeah. I'm starting to think, man, all this stuff coming out, bro. I don't know. I'm still 50-50. It sometimes goes 55-45. But I do know, I will say this. I will put my left testicle on this. Not much going on there. They don't even really do anything functionally anymore. But I'll put my left ball on this. There was a lot of fucking fraud in this election. Like there's a lot.
We'll never know.
Oh,
we'll never know.
There's fraud.
We won't know.
You know there's fraud.
Yeah, but
is there more fraud than
usual?
usual?
Never know to what degree.
I don't know. They say there's evidence.
Even if there's evidence, we're not going to know.
But that's what evidence is.
Yeah, but they're not going to tell us.
Oh, I think
the government.
It's in the court, though. It's in the court system. Once, if Trump decides to go out blazing saddles style,
I hope he does.
Dude, straight up.
I hope he's just like YOLO. Everyone's knowing everything now.
He could declassify UFO shit. He could declassify JFK shit, Martin Luther King shit. He can declassify and tweet everything, and I'm there.
I don't think there's anything really to declassify with JFK, but
I'm pretty sure he was killed by ourselves. I think we killed him.
Think so?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was an inside job, like 9/11. Oh, did I just say that?
That I disagree with you on both those fronts. Both of those, full disagreement.
I don't believe, but I am not, like you said, we'll never know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say 100%, 99%, pretty sure that wasn't us. But after the shit I saw this year, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
We're sketchier than we thought.
Dude, seriously, it is a sketchy world. Politics are a nasty place to be. And I'm not just talking about Hunter Biden's foot jobs. I'm talking about not foot jobs. I mean, feet are not sanitary.
I'm going to start putting a foot job counter on the screen every time you reference them.
Wait. Yes.
Hold on, we can make it louder.
Yes. All right, guys. So now that we've kind of got the foreplay out of the way, let's go straight in, straight up, balls deep. Let's talk about our topic for the day. I think we can just go into it. No need for segues.
No.
So I want to talk about innovation, and I want to talk about what it takes to innovate. I also want to talk about the mindset that copycats have and the lack of ingenuity that they have. Now, in 2004, we formulated at Scivation a product called Extend, which ended up basically creating the intra-workout category, a hundreds of millions of dollar category, led to a big sale of Extend. First when I sold it, and then when the new owners sold it to Cellucor, or Nutrabolt is the company.
Okay.
When I had Extend, our whole thing is that it's transparent. Here's the ingredients. We literally had everybody come out with a knockoff. Okay. We even had a product. What was it? It was called like Just Be Natural was the name of the company. Shitty company out of Florida. They literally called their product Extend and put the same ingredients. And I called them. I'm like, guys, you know I'm going to sue you. So they actually took it down to their credit. But then you had Dymatize Recoup come out, and they literally copied not only the formula, they copied my label. They copied what I wrote on the label. And they were Dymatized. I can't afford to sue them. Like they're going to drag me through court, and I ain't going to waste that money on them, right? Like I'm just going to go and do my thing. And Scivation Extend still grew to such a high level. But that's when I realized that surrounding ingenuity, surrounding innovation are a bunch of ass clown, nobody, just bottom feeders. And I should have expected it. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't do it earlier. When we launched the Outright Bar, the whole food-based bar, I truly expected a knockoff within a year. It took probably about 2 years to get a company of any size, not just I'm talking like someone who has a store in Poughkeepsie, you know what I mean? Like, not you, Matt Johnson at House of Nutrition, not you. But just I'm thinking of a random stupid name of a city, and Poughkeepsie's a stupid fucking name. And so you had a couple, whatever, but then you had a couple companies come out literally, and the bar's pitch is like, we're as good as the Outright Bar.
Was that actually the pitch?
I mean, it was what they were saying on social media, because everybody's like, you guys kind of copied the Outright Bar. Like, well, no, it's better than the Outright Bar. And then, of course, they take it down to reformulate it because it's not better than the Outright Bar. But let me tell you something about these ass clowns, about these cheese dicks, about these absolute disgraces and poor excuses for humanity. At the end of the day, the story of the Outright Bar is my fucking story. You can't make a new story. I've seen anything from like, when I was in the wilderness, I needed Whole Foods. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh, well, Marc Lobliner wasn't the first one with a whole food bar. I'm like, well, no shit. It's like saying I invented the fucking protein bar. I invented this subcategory of protein bars.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the bottom line. The reason the Outright Bar was created is because one weekend at the Midwest Cup, I believe it was 2010, my daughter was playing soccer. She had 3 games that day. She was playing center midfield. She didn't sit down once. And she was running about 6 miles a game, we guesstimated. 6 miles as a 10-year-old. And at that time, we were feeding her Cliff Bars and Z Bars because it was a carbohydrate. It wasn't fake. Like, you can't give a kid a Quest bar and then tell him to go run around. 14 grams of fiber, that kid's going to pass out. And I'm a huge fan of Quest Bar. I like Quest. I love those guys.
Putting a brick in their stomach, though.
Bruce Cardenas over there is one of my good friends. I would never, ever say anything bad about Quest. But my kids couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat it because I have irritable bowel syndrome. I can't intake 14 grams of fiber, whatever it is in their bar now. And so I was like, you can't give them food. Like, you can't just sit down and eat a meal when you have a game 2 hours later. So there's nothing other than maybe a sandwich or something. Like, there was nothing on the go that I give to my kids. And I also couldn't eat protein bars. So I'm like, what if I designed a bar that was based around healthy fats, whole food carbohydrate, superfoods, which would be honey. It ended up being honey.
Yeah.
And oats in some of the varieties. And then the best quality protein, which for our whey versions is whey protein isolate. For our non-whey, for our vegan versions are pea and brown rice, which is the best you could do for vegans.
Right.
And so I went to work, and it took me 3 years. And finally, in July of 2018, we finalized the formula. It took me from, I believe it was like 2010, it was like when daughter was, it wasn't 2010. It was when my daughter was 10 years old. Okay. She's 14 now, tracked for 4 years. It was around 2015 when we first started working on this.
Was that at the time at the Arnold's where we had the cookie cake idea?
Okay. So there's the other thing. So before we came out
Am I allowed to bring that up?
We came out with the first rendition of the Outright Bar, which was a cookie cake. And it was based on coconut flour. And it sucked. Like, we gave samples at the Arnold and people were pretending to like it, not to offend me. And we finally got the outright bar done. I remember it was 2 flavors. We had chocolate chip and we had the oatmeal raisin. And we gave it to our kids and they wanted more.
Yeah.
And they wanted more. When a kid wants more of a protein bar, you nailed it. So the outright bar wasn't created for some douchebag going on a hike. It wasn't created it was created for my children. It wasn't expected to sell. My partner, Chad Vordameshi, his children play competitive travel sports as well. We wanted to sell just enough so we could eat them for free. We had no intention of selling over $150,000 to $200,000 in product a year to current MTS Nutrition customers. It was going to be online only. It wasn't going to be distributed to stores.
Yeah.
We accidentally created the best bar in the market. We accidentally created the number 1 bar to the point where people are making up their own stories about how they created my bar or how someone else did or how I bit off something else. Look, at the end of the day, man, I'm all for knockoffs, but let's just be honest. Just say, I am Marc Lobliner's bitch. And I do not have the class. I do not have the intelligence. I do not have the skill to do this, to come out with a new category twice, because we don't think inside the box here. First time, we launched the BCAA Extend. I did, my team. When I say we, I mean my team at the time. My team at the time was very small, but we got it done. Okay. Then with this, the outright bar, we came out with something that we wanted for our children and we wanted for ourselves. And nothing makes me more proud than when these things fail, than when these people completely fail, because they have the cheat code. My ingredients are listed on the label and they still can't figure it out. Literally listed right there.
Yeah.
Because they don't know the process. They don't know what we do. They don't know the ratios. And honestly, they're too slow. We have 25 flavors currently, about to be 26. We have a peanut butter. We have an almond butter. We have a cashew butter coming out next month, this month. Butter. We have the sun butter. We have the keto version coming out. So you can't catch, or you can't copy what you can't catch, you know?
Yeah, I mean, even if they were to nail one flavor right now, they'd be too far behind.
26.
They'd be too far behind. You can't replicate it to a T. And it's not like they're going to beat us on price point without screwing something up.
You know when I knew we made it? When we launched the outright bar, the first thing people ask, well, how does this compare to Quest? How does this compare to One? Now, if anybody launched a protein bar, how does this compare to the outright bar? Yeah. Is this as good as the outright bar? And of course, you'll see some CEOs, oh, it's better than the outright bar. Dude, shut up. And you know who you are. You need to shut up. We already beat you once. We're going to beat you again.
I can think of two.
I can think of a couple. But you know who you are. And at the end of the day, look, here's what we do. We provide quality, superior products for everyone, and we innovate. And look, I understand there's a room for knockoffs. Dude, look, Costco, God bless them. Like, name one name brand they haven't knocked off of Kirkland. There's a market in that. There just is. But Kirkland doesn't tell a story. They're like, hey, we're Kirkland, we're cheaper, and we're at Costco, right?
I mean, you look at it before the outright bar, the top two bars in the industry were essentially knockoffs of one another.
Quest and One. Quest was first.
Yeah,
One was
Quest,
second.
and then One knocked them off. One was a little bit softer than the other, but like it's just they essentially the same type of bar.
One was a Quest bar knockoff.
Yeah.
But look at the difference. Quest sold for $1 billion. One sold for $397 million. So it's the law of halves. Yeah. Generally speaking, number two is half of number one. I don't even think we have a number two because honestly, they're doing such a poor job. And we're so far ahead. I think Quest, they offered flavors, but they didn't, not to the depths we're doing. No. Like we have 20 since October 2018. And it's been a year. It's been 2 years.
2 years.
26 varieties.
Averaging more than one per month. 20.
And we're not stopping.
No.
You're involved in this now. Do we have any plan? Do you see any stopping?
No.
Every day there's a new idea, a new concept, a new flavor, a new sample, a new ingredient we find, a new category. Oh, I forgot the breakfast category. We got that too. Yeah. So I'm just saying, Now, here's my business message. Now, you just heard me just go off, just completely slamming I think there's no better term, loose competition, my really weak competition.
Your bitches.
Yeah, I mean that too. Our bitches. I mean, they're ours. Like, we all work together. And again, like, I don't do as much as the rest of my team does. Now that the bar is being created, like, our team is doing a phenomenal job. I can't keep up with Outright. Outright's bigger than me. It's bigger than you.
Yeah.
It requires a team. But I will say that, my business message for you is you got to choose what you want to be. Now, being an inventor, being an innovator, being a leader, that's hard. And you're going to lose a lot. And there's been a lot of ideas I've had that have completely sucked, completely flopped, and I've lost a lot of money on them. However, when you get that home run, look at Jack Owak at VPX. Now, Jack and me have a lot in common. For example, we're both a little bit crazy. In fact, Jack is incrementally crazier than me because he has way more money. The more money you get, the crazier you get. I love Jack Owak. Known him since 2000, year 2000. I was his ad rep at Weeder Publications.
Okay.
Jack has literally lost everything and reinvented himself over 4 times, I believe. He had, remember, Redline, he had VPX, he had all these things. Now he's sitting on a $1 billion brand known as Bang with a huge $100 million deal with Walmart. Jack has failed more times than he has succeeded. But Jack doesn't fucking care. He doesn't give up. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to do dumb shit. Things that no one else would ever think of doing. You have to be willing to go with your gut, even though your gut might be wrong most of the time. You have to be willing to leave it all on the field.
And you have to be willing to be a little bit uncomfortable. If you're sitting comfortably, there's no way you're innovating.
It's kind of like lifting. Like when you're squatting 400 pounds, 500 pounds, it's not comfortable. I don't care what you say.
My back hurts right now.
Yeah. When you're squatting, when you're deadlifting 600 pounds, it's not comfortable.
No.
But you get the weight. You reach your goal. You can't be comfortable and complacent and expect to be successful. Now, success is relative. I know a lot of people work 9 to 5s, make whatever they make, and they go home every night, they see their kids, and they're comfortable. But there's a difference in what people need. That's a needs-based lifestyle. I have shelter, I have food, I have water, and I take care of my family. That's an admirable way to live.
Yes.
But a lot of people watching this, they want beyond that. They want to do epic shit. And it's not always financially based. I know some teachers who are stuck making what they're making. They're never going to make 6 figures. Yet they know that they want to be the best teacher they can. They measure it in how many kids they get into college, how many kids they keep out of gang life, how many people they help. It doesn't always have to be monetary, but you have to set these goals.
It could just be strictly a happiness factor. Bingo. For you. I mean, that's what everyone in my mind should be striving for.
Yes.
The happiness factor. And, does money help with that? Yes, to an extent. I would say to a degree.
It's always good to know that you can put food on your table.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying once you get to a certain point where it's just like, okay, that can be skewed or perceived as excess to some.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said in our podcast yesterday, Joe Rogan posted somewhere, some poor bastard is sitting by a waterfall, not knowing that they're supposed to be mad right now. I think it just comes to what makes you happy. For me, I like smashing goals. I like not being complacent. I like doing epic shit, but I think there will be a time when I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to slow down. I have all I need to be comfortable. My family can eat, and I'm going to slow down and do more things that I like. There's a lot of things I do that I don't like every single day. That's why it's like, I want to start my own job. I could work for myself and I could love what I do and look forward to every day. I look forward to every day. But there's a lot of shit, 80% of my job I fucking don't like. It's shit I'm not good at, that I'm only good if I really apply myself. Like if I could just be like, hey guys, let's just film content and fucking do podcasts and let's sell. I love selling. You heard me on that sales call earlier.
Yeah.
That was great. That was one of those when I actually have a successful sales call, I come run out of the office and dancing. There's a lot of dancing going on if a sale is made.
He's got this certain face that we can tell from the other side of the hall that like, okay, that went well.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's a good time to kind of bring up some successes we had this week.
Yeah.
HEB, the big grocery store, I think they have 260 stores in Texas. I believe they're the largest grocer in Texas. They are picking up the outright bar. I don't have a timeline for that yet, but I do know I got our first purchase orders from Ingalls markets, 6 southeastern states, including North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Tennessee. Nice order. They have 160 stores.
Yeah.
So that's a huge win for us, and other things I can't even talk about. But it is just absolutely imperative that you keep setting goals. And you keep setting goals that you can hit. And it's actually what my brother calls them this, but it's not his word. BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. Set those goals. Make sure that you have a way to reach them. Set a path. I had a kid email me today, Matt, or text me on Instagram. He got a degree, which is worth about as much as that mouse right there. He's like, yeah, man, I just got a fucking degree. Okay, good. Congratulations. And I'm starting a clothing company, and hopefully he doesn't get mad at me for bringing this up. I'm going to keep him anonymous. I'm like, cool. Well, I wanted some advice from him. I'm like, all right, I got a couple minutes. What do you want? Well, how do I get my brand out there? Now, he already printed these fucking shirts, man. I'm looking at his Instagram, and I'm like, okay, number one, I can show you this, man. I'm like, number one, dude, I mean, the clothing market is saturated. Well, wasn't the supplements market saturated and you were there? I'm like, yeah, but I differentiated. How are you differentiating? Putting a different logo on a bulk bought next level shirt isn't differentiating. There's nothing cool about it unless you get someone to wear it and say, this is cool, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I'm learning as I go. I'm like, dude, first of all, you picked a category that's really tough. Second of all, how are you going to market this? Well, that was I was asking him. Like, so you launched a brand without a business plan to state how the hell you're going to market. He's like, well, I know I have to build up the awareness and I have to do this. Okay, you got the steps right. You could have Googled that. That would be the first. That'd be the one where Google has the suggested reading. It's right there. I'm like, you just Googled that shit, right? And he's like, and I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to look it. So I look at his social media. I'm thinking, dude, if this is like Christian Guzman, he's a good looking kid, right? He's got like 1 million followers. I'm like, he could pretty much sell at least enough of anything to make it worthwhile. Right. If you got 1 million followers, you could fucking sell dick cheese and make it worldwide.
At 1 million, you don't even need to have your own company. At that point, companies are coming to you, paying you.
I keep trying to get Brandon Curry to sell his used underwear, man. He got 1 million. His BBC, Big Brandon Curry underwear. I'm gonna change that. That's his new name. His name is BBC, Big Brandon Curry, the BBC. What a great, how he hasn't used that yet. Just fucking mad at me. But so think about it this way. He had 161 followers.
Oh no.
And I'm like, bro, if everybody bought a shirt, you'd still be broke. And also like his price, like I know when we order at Tiger Fitness, we order hundreds, if not thousands of shirts.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm paying for a shirt. And I saw the price breakdowns. To order 100 shirts, he's paying $5 more per shirt than I do. And I don't even pay $5 a shirt sometimes. So he's paying double the fucking price. I'm like, bro, unless you sell these for $80 a piece, you're not going to have margin. Well, it's just me working here. I'm like, but could you be doing something better? Like not starting a business is not always the right move. And remember that a lot of people's businesses who don't make it, they have a plan. Jack Owak has more experience. He's like 60, isn't he? He's oldish. He's old. He's older than me.
Yeah.
Because he was like 40 when we started working together. Now, Jack Owak knows what he's doing, right? He's smart. He's a genius. He fucking built so many brands. He's just had bad choices. But he's had more good than bad. He's a fucking billionaire. Look at it this way, man. Jack knows what he's doing and he still fails. He knows the distributors. Everybody in the industry knows Jack. He got into fucking Walmart. Everybody knows Jack. Jack knows Europa. He knows Muscle Foods. He knows GNC, Vitamin Shop. He can make a call, get any product in there. Jack still fails. And Jack knows what he's doing. Now, if Jack fails and he knows what the fuck he's doing, what do you think this guy's chances are of fucking making it, counting that 94% of businesses fail?
0.
Absolutely. Now I'll give him 0.5%.
Okay.
Same as my election odds for both sides. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
There's a high probability that this motherfucker is not going to make it. And I say motherfucker in a term of endearment way. I hope he makes it.
We're rooting for you, bro.
But I mean, you're stacking the deck against you. If you're going to go into business, you need to make sure that you are 100% an expert at what you do. I got to admit though, other than, now it depends on your expectations, right? If you're starting a local business and you want to dominate Franklin, let's say you're in Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
You don't really give a shit about Wichita or California. You focus on Franklin. When I started, and I'm going to say
the thing is though, that doesn't work anymore with the internet. Everything is global. Everything is global.
But the thing is with the Outright Bar, I just wanted to service MTS customers currently.
Yeah.
I wanted to do $200,000 in sales a year. So I didn't know dick about this distribution model. I'm still learning. I don't know how grocery stores work. I learn every day about different kind of fucking slotting fees and all this shit that just like, I'm like, people pay this? I'm like, and I'm learning as I go, but the thing is, set your goals for where, and be an expert at what your goals are. But if you happen to go over that goal, learn.
Yeah.
And asking me for a cheat, bro, I'm not giving people
Adapt.
cheat codes. But I'm not giving people cheat codes. If I had the cheat code, I would just use it myself. Why am I going to help you? And I don't want to sound like a dick, but every time I sell clothing, every time, and I can be like, I'm starting a new supplement company. I get this fucking at least once a week. What should I do? I'm like, you should just fucking concede to my victory now. I'm like, if I'm not going to give you that, I'm not going to create my own competition. That's like sending guns to the fucking Taliban. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I mean, some people take it that you're a very nice person, but they kind of want you to do the work for them.
My favorite is people, hey man, what's your manufacturers? I'm like,
what?
I've spent 20 years personally visiting, vetting, and spending time and doing my due diligence. And I've used probably over 100 different contract manufacturers, and I'm down to 4. I spent fucking 20 years figuring out the greatest 4 business partners to work with. Do you think I'm going to just give you those?
No chance in hell.
Hell no. There's no way. No absolute way. I'm giving you my shit. That's my intellectual property. That's my Rolodex. That's my black book.
Yeah.
Rolodex. I just aged myself.
I don't know what one of those is.
It's it has a thing and you spin it and there's like names and shit. It's like circular. It's
before my time.
Fuck. It's not before my time. I had a Rolodex at Weeder, bro. I actually had the flat one where it was cards you'd flip through. Yeah, that was when I had my that was before BlackBerry. That was the pager times, man. Yeah, I lived in bad times when if you wanted to like text someone, like my wife and I, we first started dating, we had pagers. We used to write like fucking sexual codes. Like she sent me 69. I'm like, we're too big to be doing that position, but she has her hand on her head, right? Oh! And he's another one.
Cammy's
Never
around
mind.
the corner.
She didn't hear it. She has her headphones in. Okay,
You
so
know how much of a pain in the ass it's going to be for me to edit?
you just keep those in.
All right.
Just keep them in. It's all unedited. We have a new toy on this machine. We haven't even really learned how to use it. So
No, the thing is, I learned how to use it. I kind of told you.
now I'm out of control. Dude, but here's the thing is that like we had to use pagers and like 143 meant I love you. But some people could actually like write things with different characters. I was never that good. But like you had 143, 187 is when you want to kill somebody. 187 is the penal code for murder, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. What was crazy? 5150 is crazy. That's another cop thing.
So you just go with the whole police code?
It appears that kind of took off at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm old enough to remember those days, man. And then we got cell phones. It's like, whoa. And
but even then, that's when I can start interjecting here because I know this technology. You had like the numbers and you'd have to hit multiple times to get a letter.
Times were tough, man. These kids I like when
flip screen.
I like when people say America and human history or humanity is the worst it's ever been, as they complain while tweeting that on the internet while walking down a street
on a phone that fits in your pocket
that costs $1,200
that has more computing power, multiple times more computing power than the computers that got us to the moon.
Dude, we're in the renaissance of humanity. Humanity is awesome. It's so awesome that we get mad at stupid shit. Like nobody used to get mad at elections. Like Dewey versus Truman, nobody even knew till like 3 days later when the paper made its way to your house. No one fucking knew.
I'm still not sure everyone knew back in the day that George Washington was president. I still have no idea. I'm like, there could have been some people that had no fucking clue.
I don't think people know who the president is now. I don't know who the president's going to be.
No, right now it's Trump. He's got until January. That's guaranteed.
Guaranteed. And we don't know what's happening after that. I'm just like, But people don't understand. Like anybody who says we're in the worst place we've ever been in America needs to really fucking get. Look, I'm going to link it down below just in case you fuck up. Blinkist. Okay, Blinkist. It is basically Cliff's Notes of books, like 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
And you can literally drive to a place that's 20 minutes away and listen to a fucking book about capitalism. And then on the way home, listen to a book about socialism. It's fucking great. I subscribe.
And then you can take your pick on which you like more.
That's what I do. I listen. I always both sides. I actually learned a lot about universal basic income from Blinkist. Because I was like, when Andrew Yang was running, I'm like, what is this? Like, this can't be good to just give people $1,000. I still don't think it's good, but I'm not as against it.
Right.
I'm like, I understand more. But that's the thing is that if you can understand the other side more, you'll have more empathy and be able to create a more constructive argument if you're arguing about it.
For sure.
I mean, that's just me.
No, you can't just look at one side because then you're going to be one of those crazy people that are on both sides, MAGA and liberal, that are just like, fuck you, you don't agree with me.
You know what I think is fascinating? The fact that we don't call them Republicans anymore. They're called MAGA. Yeah. I don't think the Republican Party survives past this year. I think it's going to be a new party. I think the GOP is dead, and I think it's going to be just Trump. And Trump's going to be the leader of, whether he wins or not, he's going to be the leader of the resistance. This MAGA thing is bigger than Republicans, man. This MAGA thing is huge.
Yeah.
And it encompasses everybody. I told you about that rally I went to in Franklin before you moved here, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a bunch of rednecks with fucking guns. There were people of all sizes, races, colors. You had Kurt there, who's very big and very not white. Like just a large man, very not white. That was politically correct.
He's black.
We haven't offended Jews yet. Should we go?
Not on this podcast.
That's a common theme. Let's
Jeez.
Us.
What do we got? What do we got today on the Jews?
I don't know. Is Cuomo killed any more today, or
Cuomo's trying to kill everyone with this whole blocking the vaccine thing?
Man, he's vax blocking.
He was so for the vaccine that he's like, fuck, it's going to come out when Trump is president.
I personally don't like. I'm young. Well, I'm not young compared to you, but I'm young compared to
Cuomo's reasoning for trying to block it was the most asinine thing I've ever heard.
Because it's Trump's.
No, because Trump's distribution plan is gonna suck.
He has the military, the most fucking powerful. Like, here's the thing. Cernovic had a great tweet today. It was like, dude, our system is whack. The only thing that's kept us alive is our great military. Like, our military is fucking awesome. By the way, happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
To all the veterans out there. And we are also, I announced this on my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Parler, and whatever fuck else I have. Here's a beautiful thing. In around June of next year, we're gonna have the Real Waves for Real Heroes, man. Yeah. We got over $70,000 we raised for veterans last time we did it.
Yeah.
And the time after that, we simply couldn't put it together. We had a lot of external factors kind of fucking it up for us. But now, man, we have the bigger following. We have Twitter. We have Instagram. We have so much going on. We have the Currys are going to help us with it. You know, Brandon with the 1,000 million people followers.
Yeah.
1,000 million. He has a lot of followers. I think that we can make this bigger. I think we can get think about everybody who showed up to the New Jersey event. Imagine if we got Victor. Imagine if we got fucking Akeem. Imagine if we got Juan. Imagine if we got all these pro bodybuilders to come.
Yeah.
And they will.
That'd be big.
They will. And
especially around here, like you said, I guess way back when, episode 2, this is a hotbed for bodybuilding now.
This is the bodybuilding hotbed of America right now.
I see a lot of online powerlifting, strongman. Like there's a lot of fitness in this area, and that's exciting. And this event is just going to bring it to the next level.
Yeah, we're going to, and it's for sure going to be at Brandon Curry's gym. That's Carbon Culture in Murfreesboro. We don't have a date. We just know where it's going to be, and we know we're going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
And we have the team to do it with Brandy, with Katie, with you, with me, with Andy, with everybody in the background. We know how to do it, and we've done it before. We know what we can do. And honestly, with the Currys obviously being huge fans of the U.S. military, that's going to help us tremendously to have their name and their brains, because these are smart people. Behind it. And Brandy knows how to put on an event, man. That's her thing. Like, that's what she's done. So we're looking forward to that. And we're looking forward to giving back to the military. I just want to, I think I speak for everybody at our company. Like, we are unapologetically pro-military. And we have veterans working for our company, and whether we served or not, we understand the importance of the U.S. military, and we understand the dangers and the risks and the sacrifices that our brave men and women make every single day. Every single day, even in peacetime when they're training, there's so many accidents because they have to train for these real life situations, helicopter crashes and friendly fire and things like that. And we understand that, you're going in there, you're risking your life for our freedoms. And that's something we will always be indebted for. And it's something we don't talk about enough. We do give an everyday 10% discount to all veterans and first responders. You just have to scroll to the bottom of Tiger Fitness. You put in some kind of identification code, and I don't know what it is, but everybody seems to know what it does. And boom, you're right there. So we do our best, and that's a 10% everyday discount for Veterans Day. We raised to 15.
Yep.
And that's pretty much all I got for today, man. Want to save some for tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, dude. So, again, a lot of good things. Just want to give a shout out. We got Ingles, this grocery store's on board. HEB, Vitamin Shop, of course, you can find the outright bars there. Of course, tigerfitness.com, the greatest place on earth. And of course, be sure to follow Matt Marano at
Matt A. Marano
on all those platforms. Follow the GainzCast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else you find podcasts. And of course, you can follow me at Instagram, Twitter, Parler, Facebook, all that stuff at Marc Lobliner. Our main YouTube channel is at Tiger Fitness. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching GainzCast. See you next time.